Salutations everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Dominions 4 Thrones of Ascension. It's been a while, hasn't it? Well, the absence of me can be explained, or at least the absence of this style of game, or at least me doing this style of game, is partially attributed to the fact of the new, wave of, oh hey, these videos are actually copyright from their soundtracks now, even though they've been fine for the previous couple of years. Anyway, due to a small vote I had held with a couple of requests, we're going to be playing Underwater Nation this time. And I'm going to do a, small 1v1? I mean, no, this is not a 1v1 map. Where was the 1v1 map? It was a really tiny one that had a good, couple of sea provinces. Talus! Yes, we shall be an aquatic nation with another Let's Play Under the Waves. Only normal file names can be used. Well, be quiet. Unda does sea. We're doing it in the Middle Ages this time around, and I've been requested to do either the choice of Relia, Atlantis, or it's somewhere else in here. I'll have to find it. Everything's all spread around. In fact, I don't even think it exists here currently, as the other one was Telosian, but I think it's actually Oceania in the Middle Ages. So for me, I'm going to actually do the Triton Kings of Pelagia? No, Atlantis, Kings of the Deep, ruled by amphibious beings, and we'll have a random normal AI. No, we're not going to do a difficult AI. We're actually going to do we'll do a difficult AI. And we're not going to do a disciple game because it's for multiple individuals. When the star fell into the sea, the Basalt City and the Dark Crystal were destroyed. The reign of the Basalt Queens was ended, and the surviving Atlanteans reformed the kingdom. Atlantis is an underwater nation of strange beings resembling a cross between fish, frog, and human. Atlanteans never stop growing or live for several hundred years unless killed. The Atlantean society is organized in a strict hierarchy of size and age. The oldest and most cunning Atlanteans are trained as priests or mages. Because the Atlanteans find it difficult to use magic, they often capture human children and train them in the magic of the coral towers. The soldiers of Atlantis use spears tipped with living coral shards and wear armor made from coral chunks. Coral is poisonous and is cultivated solely for purposes of war. We're a race of amphibians. Our military is coral-armed infantry, shamblers, war lobsters. We don't have any missile weapons naturally. Our magic is naturally water, astral, fire, earth. And our priests are powerful baseline. Now, it is time to make our god. I was requested to do an undersea god that also utilized primarily water. What does the floating mind do, though? The floating mind is an ancient entity of the depths. It was born at the dawn of time when monsters and strange things roamed the world. The floating mind is a gelatinous body that harbors a mind of vast abilities. It can project its will and thoughts upon other beings, and it was worshipped by the first sentient beings of the sea. When the previous Pantocrator rose to power, he imprisoned false gods and monsters that threatened his creation. As the one greater intellect than his, the Pantocrator fettered the floating mind at the bottom of the deepest gorge. Now with the Pantocrator gone, the floating mind is once more free to dominate lesser minds of the ocean depths. The floating mind is blind and orientates itself with the powers of mind and magic. Any enemy unit close to this floating mind is bogged down. The effect results in a fatigue that is possible to resist with magic resistance. So far, a very interesting creature, and less likely to go insane when influenced by the void. Floating, magical being, but we're not going to bother with the floating mind. No, I think we might just go with a more generic, I'd like very powerful mages. Father of monsters, no thanks. We're not going to read through all of these. Actually, I'm going to go with the Nereid. We had fought against one last time when we were leading the nation. Oh, what were they? I know they were the Norse, specifically the Norse of the realm of dead. Helheim! Yes, Helheim. And we were fighting against several other gods, including a Nereid, an underwater being born at the dawn of time when the sea was untamed, filled with monstrous beings. She was given power over life in the forests of the shallow seas by a previous Pantocrator. But Hubris found her, and she gave wisdom and mind to the beasts of the sea, making them aware of her presence. The awakened half-men gave him their devotion and prayers as though she was a god. The Pantocrator was furious and banished his rebellious servant for eternity. Now with them gone, the Nereid is once more free to receive the prayers of men and beasts. An aquatic and cannot leave a maritime realm. I have no real plan or name for this god, so I might just name it after its suggested individual. I'm not gonna do Statue of the Underworld. No. Dagon. Reduced by 20 points for this nation. No, we're not gonna bother with Dagon. Fine, we'll deal with Nerid. It's not gonna be a new path, but we're going to boost the water point all the way until it gains quickness. Specifically defense skill 10, or defense skill plus 5 and quickness to all paths. We'll naturally always do imprisoned. We'll boost our domain strength by 2-5, and then do things such as increased growth and order like last time, just because it's so helpful for us. Luck? Oh. Well, I suppose we'll actually reduce order by 1 and make it slightly easier to grab some events. I'm fairly certain we could handle some undersea events or otherwise. Of course. I could boost our hit points by a fair amount, but I can't exactly boost anything else, can I? He says trying to min-max the game for all it's worth. Oh, come on. Fine. We won't have that level of power. So, the god of Atlantis is a Nerid with a new physical form, 10 units of water magic, 2 nature, and the nature not really giving much of anything, but the blessed effects of increased morale, defense skill, and quickness upon each blessing. The domain effects are increased income, unrest reduction of +1, and increase in supplies. We also have growth of increase of 0.6%, a better chance of events by 3%, and 15% increase in the percentage chance of events going in our favor. Enter the name of the god. I was going to do something slashy, but you know what? I think we'll give her the name Oceanus. This is kind of more of an on-the-spot type deal. As originally I was planning on doing Conquest of Elysium 4. The reason I'm doing Dominions 4 is that this doesn't seem to have any of those copyright issues, whereas the music of Conquest of Elysium 4, which comes from an actual producer as the official game's soundtrack, ended up being copywritten. Copyright, but I guess that's kind of useful. Or there's a point to it. As such, we're here now. Now, Strength and Independence I'm going to boost by 1. I'm going to boost the special sight frequency to 70, because I really like messing with magic. We'll do story events this time around. Scoregraphs will be enabled. Hall of Fame entries will be massive. Standard research. We will not have Thrones of Ascension. Promise to level in Throne is good. We might actually do the Thrones of Ascension victory condition as well, so it doesn't take forever for us to eliminate the other gods like last time. I want this to be a somewhat fast game, so that we can get a few more games in before I've actually decided what happens next. As this is in the repeat slot, which, for those who don't know my channel that well, I'm going to have 1 repeat slot and 1 normal slot. As long as the normal slot's taken, a new game series will not be started, but the repeat slot are for those who actually really want to see a specific game that I've already played once before replayed, as long as it doesn't take forever. Anyway, let's see if we can get a level 2 throne. And we're going to boost the ascension points required to 5, i.e. having to hold all the thrones. And these thrones apparently provide bonuses to defense. Oh, Victory of Thrones of Ascension. There's also victory points by Dominion, Research, Provinces, cumulative victory points. I'll keep it at the Ascension victory. Everything else is fine, so let us... Oh, renaming is allowed. As such, anyone who wishes to get in on this quick battle, feel free to post in the comments below with the name of a character and when you see the commanders potentially your commander choice, or just give me a name and I'll try to get you a commander that specifically will actually be doing something, either spellcasting wise or doing something fancy, so you're not stuck in the back researching like last time. We had a few people stuck in that. Anyway, let us begin. In the beginning, there was chaos, as well as a sneeze a sneeze that may or may not exist. Perhaps it's Schrodinger's sneeze. We'll never know, because it's starting to go away, just to spite me. Anyway, in the beginning, there was chaos. Out of chaos rose worlds populated with multitudes of beings. Wars were fought, kings and emperors rose and fell, and civilizations were built and crumbled as millennia passed. Gods, dark and strange, were worshipped in pagan temples. Still, there was chaos. The gods fought amongst themselves, bringing even greater ruin to those who would serve them. At last, there was one, a being of great power and enlightenment, who rose above his immortal peers and cast them out of the heavens into oblivion. From chaos came order, and with order came peace, and the creatures of the worlds flourished. The age of chaos had ended. Now the wheel has turned once again. The supreme god has suddenly disappeared. Prayers are left unanswered, and the smoke of offerings rises in vain to the heavens. No one knows why he disappeared, but it is certain that the people of the worlds are once again left without direction, without guiding principle, without order. Now it is time for beings of great power and ambition to try their strength. The throne of the heavens stands empty, and only the strongest can rise to supremacy over all. Only the most powerful can ascend to take the place of he who came before. This is a time of great strife and suffering. This is a time of magic unequaled. This is the Ascension Wars. And welcome to the opening moves. For those who have not played Dominions before, the point of Dominions is to conquer all these territories around you, defeat your opponent, and become the one true god. Now, as we are Atlantis, we are the one water province nation, and right from the get-go, you can very well see that our opposition has access to a lot more territories than we do. That's because we are to come out of the seas, and we have a natural defense point that they can't possibly overwhelm. We currently have our scout, Qualahithulu 2, which unfortunately he does not have glamour like before, but he does have dark vision, which is different compared to the scouts of Helheim, so there's already a few differences here. And we'll send Qualahithulu into searching through all these lands and territories to see what we can find. On the other hand, Chunun, what forces do you contain with you? Anyway, you're the Shambler Chief. Shamblers of Atlanteans grow into huge proportions. They use claws and clubs made from Atlantean coral in combat and don't normally don armor since it tends to be cumbersome. The Shamblers have lived long enough to grow accustomed to the comforts of life and do not join armies unless generously paid. Shamblers are very strong and do not fear shorter beings. So naturally they'll have decently high morale. Their attack skill isn't that great, but their strength is what really causes their damage, because I believe it is... Never mind, it just says increased damage because of it. Damage value. Why is it 19? Oh, duh. Base weapon of the damage and just adds in strength automatically. Well, certainly interesting. We need to do some research right off the bat. What do we have spellcaster-wise? The Deep Seer. A human mage is favored by the kings of the deep, once initiated in the mysteries of the deep. In a coastal city, the Seer has advanced through the ranks of the cult and become a prominent witness of the deep, a sacred leader of the coastal mystery cult of the deep. As a witness, the Seer was given further training in the fabled Coral Towers to become a powerful wielder of water magic and divination. The Deep Seers are rarely seen outside the Coral Towers, but they sometimes travel to newly founded colonies to visit the local cult and inspire its members. Deep Seers are blessed by the Coral Queens and are given priestly authority over their human kin. Of interest currently, we have War Lobsters, Atlantean Militias, Mother God. Coral Guards grow to huge proportions. They combine the rigorous military training of Coral Guards with the physical strength of the Shamblers. These Shamblers have been armed with the glaive of the War Shamblers and the coral armor of the Coral Guards. They are honorary guards of the Coral Queens. They are sacred troops who can be blessed by the Queen, but I need to see is the King of the Deep, but the Coral Queen is our strong priest. When the Basalt Queens died, the Mothers of the Deep succeeded them as religious leaders of Atlantean society. Huge and ancient, they wield the holy power of their god. They alone remember the ancient rites and traditions of the Basalt Queens and don't allow any lesser priests with their chosen consorts. They seldom leave the coral temples unless accompanied by mother gods. They are ancient of the deeps and recognizable by their dark skin. And that's enough of that. I know you don't want me to like sit here and read out everything. What do we currently have? A coral tower which produces all the water gems I could possibly need every turn. But aside from that, not much else is going for us. And yes, we do have a temple, meaning in short order... Oh, consorts actually are priests. Okay, I'm gonna want a consort if I can afford it. I'll take 2 mother guards, and then I don't have any more resources available for us at this time. So we'll end our recruitment there. In the meantime, I'm going to want Chinun to get ready, as we are to attempt to conquer some of the nearby territories as quickly as possible. On a proclamation from Calum, Chakshini, the Storm General, shall be known as the Prophet of Matumwa. Interesting. What do we see here? 30 enemy units, Triton Guards, and Tritons. Of interest, 70 enemy units known as Electids. I actually want Kalahilu to attempt to sneak his way over here to confirm that, because that might be the first one we go after, especially because it's already under growth. Now, let's see here. What else do we got? I do want to try to take the old ones, but I don't know how big my army actually is. 20 units. That is disturbing. Well, they might be strong unit-wise. I'm probably going to have to spam out a bunch of lower-tier troops. So for what we've got, what do the Reef Warriors do? Javelins, which I assume are ranged. Coral Spears, which give a very decent weapon length. And have decent armor all around. Coral Guards lose the spear but gain a lot more armor and protection. Similar with the axes, which have higher damage but less range. Or, no. Wait, what? One has more resources. Why? Oh, okay. These are two-handed weapons. That makes sense. So I guess we'll dial it back, and what do we currently have in the army? Currently, we have shield bearers and light infantry, so we will recruit a mage. King of the Deep. With the demise of the Basalt Kings, the mages of the Deep could seize power. With the Basalt City abandoned, they created the Coral Towers and called themselves Kings of the Deep. These ancient Atlanteans have studied the secrets of the depths for ages in the Coral Towers, and some of them even remember the secrets of the Basalt City. They excel at water magic and are often proficient in other magic paths as well. The King of the Deep is able to grant others the ability to breathe water and can safely lead a handful of lovers into the sea. Okay, so what I'm going to want to do is get... Oh, you're slow to recruit, though. Painful, but you seem to be my only decent mages. No, actually, you are our better decent mages. You're just extremely expensive beyond belief. We'll go with some more Atlantean... We'll go with Atlantean infantry over their light infantry cousins, just because some slight quality should be assured. And I will actually have you preach? Yes, you can actually preach because there's a temple here, and this actually can provide a benefit. I really would like to boost out the domain as much as possible while I'm waiting here, so I can at least locate where the enemy's based, although I'd assume he's based here, in the 30 slot. No, I never moved you, didn't I? Let's go check out Opheleth. You really chose to be like a ticking time bomb right then and there? Ooh, alteration. That has no use for us. Evocation. Evocation is a lot more use for us just because it actually has water magic, so we'll swap you to there. And I will recruit another Deep Seer. Now, how did this Deep Seer end up? He doesn't actually have any additional magic paths. So never mind. A few more things should be researched. We'll keep the light infantry with the regular infantry, like it would make sense. And we'll just continue researching until, recruiting some troops until we have a decent-sized army together. I'm surprised that recruitment ended up this way. That'll be the last spam we need before attempting to take that on, at least. An unexpected event has occurred in Atlantis. An unknown benefactor donated a gold statue crafted in your honor to the local temple. Placing it outside the temple has increased faith and order. Excellent. I like that. So with this, Anat, Chunun, you have your objective. You shall be in the back. Your Shambler guards will be just slightly behind with you. Just so you don't get killed, as you are the battle priest. Well, you're not even the Mother of the Deep, you're just the Deep One. And we'll have this battle line immediately afterwards. Everyone can do as they wish, because most of these people are melee fighters, in fact. But we'll send them out to see what they can find. Treasury. We'll have another Deep Seer recruited, and another bunch of Atlantean shield bearers. And we'll end our turn while we wait. Oh, I can get mercenaries, couldn't I? No, I can't, because none of those mercenaries can breathe underwater. And we have our first battle of the match, which might very well herald the end of the episode, considering how quickly this has been going by. What? Pause. What happened there? I blinked and I missed it. Oh, Tritons can fly, can't they? They just look the exact same. Never mind, they just died horribly. What did we lose? Oh no, a single Atlantean shield bearer. How horrific. You're still hiding, go and explore. And you two have gained heroic abilities this early on. You have heroic toughness, increased hit points. You are tanky. Anat, you have reinvigoration. Ugh, that actually makes you a prime candidate for eventual boosting to spellcasting. But in the meantime, let us spend our time constructing a temple. Yes, we'll construct a temple and start pushing our domain out a little bit, and use what gold we have left to get a small province defense together. Enough where it can just reduce the unrest without us caring. Chunun, you can continue defending this place via a bit of a patrol while we wait. As we're about to finish, who here? Well, you're all the same, so I'll just move Shuntalk up north to do some searching, because we don't have access to any of the good spells that allow us to just auto-hunt for magic sites. Although our early water magic boost might be useful, if there's a ritual spell that can actually be used, which there isn't, so I don't know why I even asked. Let's go. Land is now safe and orderly. Research and evocation has been completed. We currently have access to Acid Spray, Cold Bolt, Water Strike, Slime, and just generally some very good spells, but now I really need some rituals to actually spend all these on. So construction is not actually helpful until level 2. Enchantment, though. Protection from cold. Never mind, that's not helpful. Alteration, water magic? No, conjuration. Conjuration water magic would be useful, but I need more. I need like 3 levels of it. I need 3 levels of it, so we might as well get to work on it right away. Now we have a temple right here. You're not preaching, but you're going to search for magic sites. We have an army of about 20 individuals, so no more patrolling for you two. Just move on out and continue to conquer. Quahalithu, continue marching down south, and we'll see how close we can get. These 2 temples should be working their hardest to boost our domain strength throughout the entirety of Atlantis. And given enough time, we should be able to hold. Oh. Okay. That's concerning. We don't know where our enemy is, and all 4 of the Thrones of Ascension technically are on his side of the map. I'm going to pick up the pace. I don't want him to suddenly capture all those without me realizing it. I didn't research. We found a magic site, we found the Clam Fields, and the Battle of Bakar. Let's see what goes on here. I'd assume there's only Tritons, and they're good at rushing, but they don't have the staying power necessary to fight this group. The shield bearers tank the line and let the infantry follow right behind. might speed things along. Where the Mother Guard would come in and wade into the line of fire, but thankfully that doesn't matter because we just poisoned them to death immediately. Now what does this do? Clamfield. 30 gold to turn and Astral Gems. I can't say I hate this in any way, shape, or form. So in this case, we will patrol the province, boost province defense up to the natural 20 to get the unrest reduction without having to care. You shall build us our temple. Province defense will go up to 20 for natural defenses alone, and we will definitely start recruiting some more units. Some light infantry should definitely cover most of our costs. And with that, end the turn once again. Things are supposed to go by a lot faster, and we'll continue our research into conjuration until we get to level 3, where we have access to summoning some of the water creatures, which we can do immediately, should we have the water creatures. Now naturally we will search for magic sites, because I do want to find any locations I possibly can, and there's Atlantean militia, but nothing else to really worry about. Now, things worth noting to recruit, we could use another Deep Seer, and a ton of Atlanteans, which there's no reason to click. I forgot I could shift click, just to get them in massive batches. Having to relearn how to play this game is fun, but found magic sites, found nothing. And the Battle of Kidra. That's going a lot faster than last time, because I don't feel the need to explain a lot of my actions. Ooh, but they do have a lot more shamblers. I mean, we overwhelmed them in numbers alone, but we need to replace the shield bearers who ended up dying. And Shantrock head down south. More province defense, which its only use is in case like an event causes unrest that just appear there. That's literally the only reason. You can patrol the province, you can construct me a temple, and we're just building temples as we go this time around to boost our domain strength as quickly as we can, because there is a potential for an alternate win condition where our domain strength simply overwhelms anything our opponent is capable of. Furthermore, it also spreads the good qualities faster. And afterwards, we will try to do a little bit of recruitment and realize we can't do jack all. So we'll end our turn and continue waiting. Oh, the Storm Generals claimed the lower throne in the name of Matumwa. Okay, he's claimed that throne up there. So it's my prerogative to at least claim this to head him off, but I need more time. First and foremost, to get some troops together. Second thing, to get some magic sites. Now, our upkeep is actually extremely small, and with the unrest being reduced so quickly as it is, we should be good for conquering the rest of these territories before actually being forced to do something. As for that, we will buy another Deep Seer to continue our research, and Atlantean infantry, because you've got enough meat shields. We need some actual quality troops to back those up, don't you agree? And the 100 gold, no reason to get mercenaries. And with that, we shall end the turn, and now that we're done with this, we'll see what those are next time on Let's Play Dominions 4 Thrones of Ascension. This has been BrainBoy20, and I am signing off. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, or subscribe, for it helps out a great deal, and I hope to see you all next time. Also, remember the offer at the beginning of the video, if you wish to get a commander in on this, for this relatively quick game, just to explore some mechanics and see what goes on, feel free to do so, as any slot is available. Anyway, farewell.